What's up, my folks? I hope y'all are doing good. Hey, I finally got my phone where I can record about 10 minutes. It's been a nightmare. I'm just going to have to go down this weekend and get me a new phone. Um, hell, I was going to do a few interviews this weekend, and I got one done with one fella, and the son of a bitch it cut off in the middle and didn't know it was a good interview. But when I get a new phone, we'll continue on with that. I know, guys, I want to get them done too. But anyhow, I had a question about worming. Okay, I've done some videos on it, but worming, you guys gotta understand, like worming and everything else, you gotta change up. Okay, sometimes I do use a safeguard. I've seen a question about that, but it takes me, okay, it takes a tube and a half per worming per day, so it takes me 4.5 tubes of this to do my yard, even more with puppies. So say 5 tubes every time I use this wormer once a month. Okay, that's say it's $60, $70 worth of wormer a month. It gets expensive doing it like that. I'll do so many times, like I'll do a couple months of safeguard, like and then this month I just wormed today. I'll go to the parental stuff and use this kind. It's the stronger. Don't get the, see, it's the 50 milligram milliliter. Use that kind, and I'll use that for a couple months. And now the safeguard I use 3 days in a row. This right here, what I do is I also use my ivermectin. Try to get my dog's ivermectin around the first of the month, and then I'll give it a couple weeks, and then I do this. And what I'll do is I'll hit this pretty good. Do it one time. It's a one-shot dose, but I put it to them heavy. I do 1 cc per 10 pounds, and it's worked out well. It keeps them down. And sometimes I've used other things, like with puppies, if they get certain things. The good thing about this too, it's good for giardia. So if you ever get a dog in with that, it'll help with that. Now I'm gonna give you a tip that's was given to me, because I always try to give tips when I was giving them. And I've used this stuff, but it's been a long time. I even got me a few extra bottles of it. It's the pet tinning. Okay, this was a tip from Corey. He gave it to me. He said, if you get one down, cut down in the woods, like sometimes they lose a little blood, a little more blood than they should, and they're getting anemic looking in the gums or pale, or give them a shot of this. Okay, there again, it's 1 cc per 10 pounds, and it does make them come right back. Like if they're getting pulled down, give them a shot of it. It's got such a good iron boost. Plus, it's got the B vitamins in it. Okay, and I had another old timer I was talking with tell me about this. You can use this, he said, to bring your bitches in, just like my little program. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it on the bitches, and I'll let y'all know how. I'm gonna try it today on all my bitches that I want to bring in. I want to go ahead and get all the heats done with if I can before winter gets here, and see how it works. But that's a little tip on them if you get one down. This right here does work. I forgot all about it, and I had I had one that got brush beat pretty good, and Corey reminded me about that, sent me a bottle of this to try, and I just got 2 more bottles. So I'm gonna try it with the bitches too, because it has I don't know if you can see, but it's got the B6 and the B12 in it, along with all the other stuff with the iron and the copper. So it's a pretty good thing to have around, especially if you get one cut bad, and he's lost a lot of blood and went deep, and it take a while to get him out of the woods. Might have to keep that in your truck toolbox, or somewhere cool. Probably not your toolbox. But anyway, I want to show you, I got a couple more minutes left, hopefully. But anyway, I want to show you a shirt my buddy made me, man. A couple of them. Kyson made these shirts for us. The Black Warrior Boys. That's my buddies right there. That's my hunting buddy right there. He's got what it takes. He's going to be a good deer hunter. He learns fast. Tyson's going to be a good deer hunter too, buddy. He's just like that puppy. He's real excitable right now. It's a funny watching the kids when you're teaching them how to hunt. Like Tyson's at that age, he's like sitting with his daddy, and he's like, "Look, that deer." You know what I'm saying? And these deer around here are sketchy as hell, man. I mean, if they even think you're in the area, they won't be there. You know what I'm saying? But you got Miss Hazel down there. That's a bulldog, boy. That's the real deal right there. That's a good dog. I'm telling you, that's a good one. But there's the front. That's the front of it. Black Warrior Boys. On there, Sissy right there. But and then here's the back now. Get you some. Black Warrior Boys. Fear us. Tyson's on a different level, man. I love it, guys. But anyway, I want to give you a tip on that tenant, because I know I've had a couple people talking about their dogs getting down, and there's all kinds of ways to bring up the iron, like their blood and the gums. Looking, man, this works like in 2 days, man. That sucker looks great. I mean, it works pretty quick. I'll tell you that. I mean, you can. It's almost like within a few hours, you can tell them they're feeling a little better. You know, if you get one that's, where they're just pulled down, it can happen for any reason too. Okay, you can go out there and you could have a flea hatch and never had a flea for months, and have a flea hatch and your dog just covered in fleas and it sucks him down right there and put some to his ass now, or gets into ticks and you got to, out in the woods, if it happens. I mean, it does. That sometimes that shit, that especially like when the stuff they got to bite the dog before it kills them. I don't know about how instantly. I think they'll get a feeding off of them, man, because they bite the shit out of your dogs and bring them down if you get in a hatch. I hadn't had one in a long time, but I've seen it do it, bring dogs down like overnight. But this is what I'd use to the next one after you got the flea, off of them. I'd give them that and try to bring them up. I've had a few people say that they've had hatches and their dogs just went down. I know a guy that lost a dog last year to a flea hatch. And the dog, he said, was fine. The morning, he took care of him, went home that night, fed him water, didn't think, it was dark. Got up the next morning, went out there, and that son of a bitch was like on his side, white gum, hardly could open his mouth, and had millions and millions of fleas on his ass. And he said he ain't had a flea until then. It happens, even to the best of them. But anyhow, I thought that was pretty cool. Get you some, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah, Kyson. My boy. He made them. That's pretty sweet. Y'all take care and keep on bulldogging.